light workers. Attention, root workers. Attention, conjure doctors. Attention, nature-based faith practitioners. Attention, spiritualists. Attention, diviners. Attention, prophets. Attention, the spiritually eclectic. Attention for those seeking the road less traveled. This is time-sensitive cosmic information, so you might want to catch this. This is time-sensitive cosmic information that you can use in your prayers, manifestations, and other spirit works. Beam up now via this video or the audio link in this video's description box to get this on-the-fly esoteric wisdom. Beaming up now. Ashe emojibatu Olodumare Bobo Egungun Ara Orun Bobo Orisha, for another day to bask in the goodness of Onile's sacred earth. Every day given is very special, and here are a few details, cosmic details, pertaining to how. I'm Ayansa JT Muse, and this is your early rising or your evening settling mystic forecast. Ekule. Hope everybody is doing amazing this evening. It is 2 minutes past your 9 o'clock hour, Central Standard Time, and it's time for your nightly mystic forecast. I'm Ayansa J. Muse, the Black Madonna of the airwaves, bringing you the mystics, the music, and the mojo on 222.9 The Mothership Internet Radio for the road less traveled. Sorry about playing hooky on y'all last night. I had some serious mojo to cook up, but you just gotta stay tuned because there's a whole lot more coming where this came from. I am broadcasting live from my Twitter, from my YouTube, so if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button so that you will be given the cosmic heads up every time the forecast rolls around and other visual aspects of 222.9 The Mothership Internet Radio. I'm also broadcasting live from 3 Facebook pages, Ayansa J Muse, 222.9 The Mothership, and my Fridaily Facebook and Instagram, 2229 Fridays, and Honey Love and War Paint. And I know that's a pretty heavy orbit, but you know, just ride with me for a second. There's definitely a method to my madness. Well, you guys, we made it another week. It is another Venus-ruled, Osun venerated, thank goddess, it's Friday. So, how did Osun help you spread the love? Or did she give you some rivers to shed? How does she sweeten your waters? How does she surrender you to your flow? You still got about 2 hours and some change to figure that out before we go into Saturn energy. And if you've been kicking it here on 222.9 The Mothership Internet Radio for the road less traveled all day, you started out at 12 a.m. with some sleep meditation dedicated to your solar plexus chakra. And then we had the rising Bimbe to Osun, and then we had the cosmic mothers of groove, the melodic mothers of song, all day long. Poetry at 6 and back to the forecast at 9, where we prepare to go into Saturday's energy. Take a look. Yellows, golds, Venus, Ibashe Osun, love, sensuality, voices of the mothers. Welcome to Fridays on the Mothership. 222.9. Beam up.
Friday, day 5. Love, relax, and vibes run rampant today. Like bees round a dripping honey hive, abundance. Cash out on days of pay and dates tonight. What do you say? Passions ask for fun companionship. Festive sexual energies flow like currency and spirits to better moods as bar beats form a groove, shaking hips loose and feet scoot on cut rugs as drums carry the troubles out the door, celebrating life on dance floors. It's the weekend, baby. Is today golden, orange, or light river blue? What do you say? Friday, day 5. And I answer J. Muse. Short poem.
And we're back. So, in case you're just now joining us, I am Mayonza J. Muse, the Black Madonna of the airwaves, bringing you the music, the mystics, and the mojo on 222.9 The Mothership, internet radio for the road less traveled, and this is your nightly mystic forecast. So, what's so special about the Friday that came today? Well, I call it apples and honey part two. You see, while I was playing hooky on y'all last night, it was apples and honey part one. Why? Because the day was Thursday, ruled by Shango, and the daily numerology was a 5, Osun energy. Now it looks like they done switched positions with apples and honey part two, because now it's Oshun's ruling day, but the day vibrates on a 6. So that's Shango energy. So apples and honey are coming in 2 days in a row just to bring a little more sweetness into your life in the midst of the madness. And that's important. And that's what makes the essence of Oshun so important. Because life is going to have its chaos. The chaoses and the trials and tribulations of life are inevitable. But it's up to us to find, to manifest, to create those moments that make life sweet. Ashe, Ashe. It is the 12th Friday of summer solstice and the third Friday of Virgo season. Tonight, the moon is waning in the fourth house of Cancer, crab season. So there's a double moon energy atop the Oshun's River. So there's a lot of divine feminine energy on today because you still have Venus that's not in retrograde, but its higher octave Neptune still is. And you want to take this moon to explore some deep emotions that are connected to your intimate love. Because sometimes we tend to pile everything on top of our sense of intimate love, and we create these funny little nicknames for things like situationship and cut buddies and things like that to really keep from going deep into our hearts and expressing that deep intimate love. And oftentimes, amongst that intimate love are scars from the past. But see, when we allow that sweet water to flow over it, allow that Oshun energy to heal it, allow Shango's energy to give you courage to love again, tonight's moon can really help you banish your fears and banish whatever is blocking you from having a stronger connection with your intimate sense of love. Ashe. Also, we are in the Kemetic way of the stars. We are in the season of the distance, which is an air sign. And we are in the second decan in the Western astrology system, or in the second decan of Virgo season, the half Capricorn kind. So if you were born between the 3rd and the 13th, you're half Virgin and half Sea Goat. So we'll work it out. There's a lot of beautiful things that come with learning your deeper levels of astrology because the more you get to know your inner universe, the better you can navigate the outer one. And that's part of the reason why I create these forecasts, not only so you can align externally, but you can also align internally based on what you got going on in your personal natal chart. I would strongly suggest that everybody study their natal charts because that's like studying your cosmic birth certificate. So you definitely want to familiarize yourself, especially when you align it as the seasons go by. But beam up. I'm going to have more on that later. I don't want to spill too much of the mojo that I'm cooking up behind the scenes. If you were born on today, first and foremost, happy solar return. May Olodumare, the Orishas, your ancestors, bless you with many, many more filled with Bobo Ire. And what does Bobo Ire mean? Many blessings. But if you were born on today, I got a little bit of zodiac draw snitching for you. So let's just see if this resonates. If you were born on September 8th, you are artistic and musical. You have positive ideas and you like having your own way. Uh-oh. You are discriminating and shrewd, a good student, a deep thinker, and an interesting talker. You are loving, you're faithful, you're devoted to your family, and you will probably not fall in love at first sight. Hmm. So, if you were born on today, I hope I didn't tell too much on you. But those of you that have people in your life born on this day, then you definitely want to show them a little extra love. And those of us that are in the other 11 houses, don't sham on the Virgo love now. Make sure you show all the Virgos in your life the love they deserve. Because when your zodiac season comes to turn up, you know damn well you gonna want everybody else to want you help you turn up. So help turn others up. That way we can use astrology to align and unite and understand each other, as opposed to using it to oppose. Think about it. I'm my Auntie J Muse. This is your nightly mystic forecast. And when I come back, we're going to talk about what's going on in these quasars, honey.
Yellows, oranges, rivers, couples gifts, love. Ayansa's glass gourd bottle art, medicine woman healing deck tarot readings, consecrated healing stone jewelry, and other mystic oddities. It's all inside the Mothership Mystic Boutique, the Venus Collection.
And we're back. I'm trying to hurry up and put my water jar down before y'all saw me slurping out of my plum water. But anywho, if you are just now joining us, I'm Mayansa J Muse, and this is your nightly mystic forecast for Friday, September 8th, 2023, going into Saturday, the 9 on top of the 9. But we're going to talk about that in a minute. For now, let's talk about these planets that we still got busting a moonwalk on, shall we? All right, I'm going to make this quick. All right, Scorpios, taking it from the top. Scorpios, if you are a Scorpio or close to a Scorpio, be patient with yourselves and be patient with the Scorpios close to you because their ruling planet, Pluto or Mars, is the higher octave of Mars, is in retrograde until from May 1st, and we won't be coming out until October 11th and the House of Aquarius. Now, this is the most subtle of all retrogrades, so since it's the furthest rock from the sun, you definitely want to acknowledge those subtle things, the small changes that lead to the larger outcomes. So if it's certain foods you don't eat anymore, let yourself stop eating them. If there's certain habits you that once suited your fancy and they don't fancy you anymore, stop doing them. Even when you want to try new things, when your spirit keeps pushing you to try new things, do them because it's the small things that make the larger differences in the long run. You want to close old chapters and end old relationships and shut down all things that are leading to the blockage of your higher ascendant. So that's what Pluto energy is about: transformation, regeneration, and being mindful of your taboos. So, Pluto energy resonates with Ogun Onire energy with me because it's the higher octave of Mars, even though that transformation energy does speak a lot to Oya. Ashe, Ashe. All right, Capricorns and Aquarians. If you are a Capricorn or an Aquarian, or you're close to one, be patient with yourself because your planet, ruling planet, is in retrograde. Okay? And for Aquarians, both of y'all's planets are in retrograde, but this is just one of them. So we're going to talk about it. Saturn is the trickster planet of karma, discipline, power, our carnal essence, and things like that. So in Orisha tradition, that resonates a lot with Eshu and Babaluae energy. We went in on June 17th. We'll be coming out November 4th in the House of Pisces. This is the time where you look at important life lessons. And when you look at important life lessons, don't just look at them, apply them. And that will help connect this retrograde to the Pluto retrograde and ending old habits and closing old chapters. Just looking at the lessons that we learned in the past. Embrace those deeper crossroads, Ibashe, and keep your priorities in check because your ego has a list of priorities and so does your spirits. So make sure that those two things are aligned so that pretty little head of yours isn't pulling in two different directions. Allow yourself to express your deepest self expressions because oftentimes our egos show their asses because they simply want to be heard. Reap the rewards for self mastery by implementing self discipline. Ashe. Okay? We got Neptune up next. So that's for Pisces people. If you are a Pisces or are close to a Pisces, give yourself a break. Pisces is in retrograde. Neptune is in retrograde in its own strongest house, the house of Pisces. So this is a strong Neptune retrograde. And it resonates with Olokun and some roads of Yamaja energy, dreamy, divine, compassionate, ideal spirituality, intuition, and even confusion, especially granted that all of the dates on this retrograde add up to or dividends of three. We went in on June 30th and will be coming out on December 6th. So there's sixes and threes all in those dates. And anything that's a dividend of three, you know a shoe is in the mix. So you want to be mindful of delusionism. Stay grounded to avoid escapism. Avoid disconnection from reality. Reassess your dreams and put your actions behind them. And you want to avoid vices because too much vices, whether it be drugs or alcohol or even smoking too much grass, that's the gateway of letting other entities in your body. And when Neptune is moving backwards, there's a lot of strong intuitive energy going on, and you just don't want to play with that. Okay? All right. Okay, so if you are a Gemini or a Virgo, Mercury is in retrograde for another week, coming out on the 15th. We went in on August 23rd, and the house that we're in this third retrograde, Ibashe Shu, is Virgo. So this is a strong Mercury retrograde because Mercury is retrograding in one of two of its own strongest houses, and that's in Virgo. And this is retrograde number three, Ibashe Eshu. So there's trickster energy in the mix with that too. So be patient with your technology. Don't sign any new contracts or enter into any new business agreements, at least for another week. Because when the planet Mercury is moving backwards, that can cross lines of communication. And miscommunication is definitely afoot while Mercury is in retrograde. So you definitely don't want to sign any new contracts, enter any new agreements, not even enter any new relationships right now because miscommunications are bound to be afoot. This will bring reflections to many of your relationships, not just your intimate relationships. Venus retrograde focuses mainly on intimate relationships. Mercury retrograde deals with all relationships. So you may get some blast from the past from former colleagues, former coworkers, former intimate partners, even estranged family members. And they're there to place them right there at the crossroad in front of your face. Some people you are supposed to take back, some people you are supposed to make peace with, some people you are just supposed to take lessons from, and others you are supposed to reconcile. Your Ori will guide the way. Last but not least, we have Uranus in retrograde. And Uranus is in a very strong retrograde as well because it's retrograding in its own strongest house, Aquarius. So Aquarian energy is getting hit twice on the retrogrades. And we went in on August 28th, and we may as well go ahead and get comfortable because all y'all is doing it big with this retrograde. We're not coming out until January 27th of 2024. And Aya is the planet of intuition, shake-ups, sudden changes, challenge belief systems and outdated patterns. And these things have to happen, like the Tower card comes up in the tarot, like the tornado lands to destroy an old building to make space for a new one. But remember, Aya never destroys anything that she doesn't plan on assisting and putting something better in its place. I'm Mayantha J. Muse. This is your nightly mystic forecast. And when I come back, we're going to do your nightly tarot spread from the Medicine Woman Healing Deck. Stay tuned. Tarot readings. A lot like peach cobbler. You may have had them before, but you've never tried mine. How do they feel about you? How do you feel about them? Your needs, their needs, compatibility, will this love last? 9 cards will tell. And the 9 for the lovers, signature tarot spread by Mayantha J. T. Muse, specifically for love and brought to you by the Mothership Mystic Boutique. If you're hearing this over Mothership airwaves, visit the 222.9 The Mothership's Facebook page for the links to schedule your appointment. If you're seeing this online, then simply click the link in the comment section below this video to schedule your appointment. Ashe. Love and light star seeds, it's Mayantha J. Muse, just bringing you a quick piece of gratitude, should I say. This retrograde energy of 2023, 6 planets doing the moonwalk, really has me doing a lot of reflecting. So I decided to share with you some reviews because 222.9 The Mothership has earned some awards and gotten some magazine recognition. But the thing that's the most rewarding to me is knowing that the mojo done healed somebody and they let me know about it. So I'm going to share these reviews with you and I'll see you at the end of the video. Ashe. So the reviews are in. Thank you for allowing me this moment to share. And now it's your turn. Beam up to 222.9 The Mothership to enjoy the mystics, the music, and the mojo dedicated to your spiritual healing. And book your personal reading, whichever one you may need, through the link in the comment section so that you can leave your review and I can post another set of these in gratitude. Ashe. And we're back. So, in case you're just now joining us, I'm Ayansa J. Muse, the Black Madonna of the airwaves, bringing you the music, the mystics, and the mojo on 222.9 The Mothership Internet Radio. Well, those of you that are listening over the Mothership's airwaves, I'm sorry you can't see the tarot deck because you're listening and not watching. So keep on jamming to Shantae Moore's Waiting from the Waiting to Excel soundtrack. Those of you watching from my Instagram are just seeing me talking, so I'm going to have to pull the cards up off the mat here and show them to you. But those of you watching from Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook are looking at a lovely 4 card spread from the Medicine Woman Healing Deck. And I'm going to go in order. So the first card that came up was the Fool upright. And what does this card speak to your sense of love? How does this card speak to your intimate love and connecting with tonight's waning moon, all the planets in retrograde, and everything that is in totality in this moment? The Fool upright is the symbol of stepping out on faith. And sometimes to step out on faith, you look like a fool to people because what you're doing doesn't appear to make much sense on the outside to other people. But here's the thing, no one sees your vision but you. And what the Spirit gave you was not a conference call. Your divine assignments, even in intimate love, are just for you. And sometimes to demonstrate our faith, we have to often do things that don't make sense. And why is the seed called the fool? Because the fool is the endless possibility. The fool is the one that is not yet tainted or weighed down with the limitations of society or what we're told reality is. So as we create and manifest our reality, a new seed is being planted for many of you. So those of you that are getting new downloads, that are afraid to perhaps step out on the things that you were given to do spiritually, even in intimate love, when you normally would walk away from something or you normally wouldn't give another chance, but your heart just won't let you let go. The seed is letting you know that you're in the right direction when you follow your heart, no matter how little sense it may make to society or sometimes even yourself. Because spiritual guidance often supersedes human intelligence. And that's where we step out on faith. And sometimes, and this is very true in my experience, the less sense it makes, and I step out on faith and do it, the more magical the results will be. So before we move to the next card, let's show this to Instagram. So the first card that showed up was the seed, the fool, the endless possibility. So the second card that came up was the Three of Pipes, but it came inverted. So the Three of Pipes is about and dreaming and visioning and wandering, right? So what that speaks to is many of us are not being patient and awaiting opportunity. And there's a forked tongue here. And we're talking about this card right here. Okay? Because many of us are holding ourselves back from our journeys because the Fool card, whatever was given in the Fool card, doesn't make too much sense. And as I said, spiritual intelligence far supersedes human logic, but many of you are blocking yourselves at a crossroad, 3 of Pipes, because you're wondering whether your manifestations are true. You're wondering whether your visions are something you should really believe in, or should you stick to just what's perceived as reality. i.e., playing it safe. And playing it safe is definitely not what you want to do, especially when it comes to matters of the heart or any kind of spiritual quest. Before we move on, I'm going to show this to Instagram. So, this is the second card that came up, the Three of Pipes inverted. So, you're being divinely guided, but many of you are still afraid to take the steps. So, the ancestors are saying in this card, don't allow your practical reasoning to block the blessings of the Fool card. Meaning, you don't want to be so practical and so keeping it real that you don't allow the spirit world room to bob and weave. So, the third card that came up is another one of the major arcane, and that's the Sunset card or the Death card, and it showed up inverted. Now, that speaks a lot to a lot of you that are experiencing turbulence in intimate connections. Ibashe Ojo Eti. Today is Friday, the day of turbulence. And the death card turned up upside down. So, what that means is whatever intimate situation that you're dealing with, you're thinking that it's going to die out, you're thinking that it's over, but actually it isn't. So, as opposed to the death card, following the faith of the Fool card, balancing out the energy of the Three of Pipes actually leads to a rebirth. Because when the Death card shows up inverted, that means it's not going to be a major transformation in terms of death or endings. It's actually going to be a rebirth or something that's leading to a new beginning. But this blockage here with the Three of Pipes needs to be cleared up before that can happen. So you have the endless possibility, and then the very end here with the Two of Bowls, or, Two of Cups. So this is a love story that reads a happily ever after. But are you too scarred to claim it? Is the question. So let me show this card to Instagram. This is the third card that showed up, the Sunset inverted. So what that means is that your dreams will not, the only way that your dreams, your goals, or your intimate connections will die is if you refuse to step out on them through the blockage of this Three of Pipes, if that makes sense. But right here, you're being given endless possibilities of both love and abundance. But it's going to take you getting out of your own way with the Three of Pipes. Stop trying to practicalize and rationalize everything and base everything on what your past experiences have been, and allow that rebirth to come as opposed to the death, because the death card showed up inverted. So it looks like, even though it may look grim now with your intimate connections, whoever the person is that you are in love with, they are just as in love with you for many of you. This, for others, is also talking to abundance and simply following your spiritual quest. So allow yourself to experience that rebirth and getting out of your own way. Because this one showed up right side up, these two showed up inverted, and then the one in the end, Two of Cups, love reunited. And that is, there you have it, sports fans. With this tarot spread, you're being told by the angels and the ancestors to allow this seed to flourish and grow. You may look foolish to some, especially in a world that hates love and loves narcissism. Allow your possibilities to still grow in ascendance and in spite of. But to show that growth, you have to bring this crossroad at the Three of Pipes back to an inverted, a right side up position. So allow yourself to dream, to wander, to manifest the things that you may be feeling like a fool for believing. And stepping out on faith on that level will lead to the love you seek in the end. Should you need a personal reading, I'm getting ready to post the link right now. And when I come back, we're going to talk about what happens when Venus and Neptune pass the baton to Saturn, Osun passes it over to Eshu, and Friday becomes Saturnday. I'm Mayansa J. Muse, and this is your nightly mystic forecast. All this spiritual stuff, you need somebody to just make it plain. Are you trying to divinely align? Are you a star seed? Are you too busy building the kingdom, building the queendom to come for all the madness going on in the world today? Methods of emotional healing. Are you taking your first steps down your spiritual path? Want a more practical understanding of the Orisha? Do animals seem to communicate with you? Do you need to sort out some things about love? Do you see numbers? Spiritual signs? Need somebody to just make it plain? Does your love for esoteric wisdom coin you a student of life? Do you like wisdom in poetic bars? Are you ready to debunk the spookism behind ancestor veneration? Want to learn how to make medicine? Want to learn about different tools of divination? Tantric spiritual sex secrets? Ways to utilize each and every moon? Do you walk the road less traveled? Are you considered strange by society? Are you discovering your spiritual gifts? Do you want to taste the power of words through incantation? Do you want to get into some unorthodox Bible teachings? Do you dream often? Do you long to explore the secrets of the earth's endless mysteries? Do you study the stars? Do you need tips on building good character? Do you want to know more about how to interpret dreams? Do you love some good literature? Need somebody to just make it plain? Then indulge in the art. Indulge in the art. And indulge in the art. Indulge in the art. And indulge in the art. Indulge in the art. The art of spirituality in Iyansa J. Muse's Orbit. Iyansa J. Muse's Orbit is a monthly subscription service that features free and exclusive content dedicated to your versatile, well-rounded, deeper understanding of spirituality. It comes from all angles, teaches all kinds of lessons, and it cooks like a gumbo, a whole bunch of different spiritual ingredients and one spiritually flavorful soup. And let that soup feed your soul and enhance your highest spiritual life. It even features an opportunity to have a one-on-one counseling session with yours truly. So don't get left behind. Get beamed up to the orbit. All proceeds go to 222.9 The Mothership, Mystic Internet Radio. Sign up for the 222.9 The Mothership Internet Radio email list to stay in the exclusive loop of what's going on in the orbit. Ashe. In Iyansa J. Muse's Orbit. High-level spiritual wisdom. Fully flavored with no holds barred. And we're back. So in case you're just now joining us, I'm Iyansa J. Muse, bringing you your nightly cosmic weather forecast from Friday tonight, September 8th, going into Saturday, September 9th. And listen to that, the hip-hop music already bumping outside because someone blasting so loud down the street. But Ibashe issue. So it's going to be an Orisha party energy tomorrow on a double 9/9/9/2023. And we all know 9 is a number sacred to the Orisha Oya. And 9 is also 3 squared. So you got a lot of Eshu energy and a lot of Oya energy intertwined just in the numbers. Then the day vibrates on a 25/7. So that invites Yemaja and Ogun to the party. So there's going to be emotionalism. There's going to be roads opening and closing tomorrow. There's going to be Eshu holding the keys to all the doors and Oya stirring things up. So be prepared for a pretty intense Saturday tomorrow, energetically. It's the 12th 3x4. There's Eshu again, Saturday of summer solstice, and the third Eshu again of Virgo season, house 6, 3x2. There's Eshu again of Virgo season. And get this, the moon is still waning in the 4th house of Cancer, headed into Leo. So we still have some deep emotional things to, banish and find balance with as you work with all of these Orisha energies on Saturday. And of course, if you're beamed up to 222.9, the Mothership Internet Radio, we got classic hip hop for you all day long. That's after 12 a.m. when we do our root chakra sleep meditation, going into the rising Bembe from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Then we get to the hip hop stories of the crossroads. Check it out. And that concludes our forecast. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you gained something that could feed your spirit and give you a deeper alignment. Should you need more information about anything you've heard on the forecast, then by all means check some of the goodies I've got in the description box of this video, not to mention the link in the comment section that gives you access to the entire Eonsa J Muse orbit. Buy your books, get you a reading, and even make a donation to 222.9 The Mothership Internet Radio, because all of it's happening by the hands of one girl and one girl only, and that's the one you looking at with the help of the spirits. If you are watching from any of the Facebooks, especially 222.9 The Mothership or the Honey Love and War Paint page, then by all means leave a review, spread the word, so that we can be one nation under a cosmic planetary groove. If you're listening to this forecast at 6 a.m., stay tuned for the rising Bimbe to Eshu. If you are listening to this forecast at night, then stay tuned for my Friday nightly vision of what love looks like, coming from the Divine Mothers. Speaking of, there was a channel song that was playing all day today, and that's Miles J. Let's start love over. And it's funny, it aligns with the tarot spread, with the Fool being the first card in the spread and the Two of Bowls at the end. So if you were in the position to give love a second chance, go ahead on and do that. And allow yourself to trust a positive outcome more than you trust your past trauma. And remember, the sky is big enough for us all to be stars. And in the words of George Clinton, free your mind, your ass will follow. I'm Mayonza J. Muse, and this has been your nightly mystic forecast. This is 222.9 The Mothership, internet radio for the road less traveled. And yes, this is a 24/7 groove, so you don't have to just wait till you see the video. Beam up to the Mothership for the full 24/7 audio experience. And in the meantime, in between time, Mama's got some more mojo to cook up. So y'all be good, star seeds. Love you much, and good night.
Every day is special. Why not find out mystically how? This is the forecast on your Mystic Music Haven on the airwaves, 222.9 The Mothership. Beam up.